The Oscar C. Sharp Library at St. Vincent de Paul Regional Seminary, Boynton Beach, Florida, plays a vital role in the institution's academic mission. The seminary offers both academic and professional programs leading to graduate degrees. Our library self-study began with an assessment of circulating books. More specifically, we focused on books located in 3 core curricular areas: philosophy, systematic theology, and liturgy. We already knew observationally that books in sacred scripture were heavily used, but when we looked at the actual circulation data for the 3 latter subject areas, we were surprised by our findings. The print book collection for the library numbers over 53,000 volumes. Among our other holdings, we have 474 ebooks, 204 unique journal titles, over 2,100 media items, and subscribe to 8 databases. The approximate value of library materials is over $800,000, and the annual materials budget is $23,000. Our FTE student count in academic year 2018-19 was 139, with a head count of 156. If we were to calculate a book-to-individual ratio, we would report a ratio of nearly 340 to 1. Similarly, we could calculate a dollar-to-individual investment of about $5,135 per individual, with an additional $147 per year thereafter, assuming a recurring amount annually. What we discovered when investigating book circulation activity for academic year 2018-19 was that only 16 print books were checked out, with each book having been checked out multiple times. Our investigation seeks to discover whether low use of the collection is unique to the Oscar C. Sharp Library, or whether it may reflect a trend nationally and globally. This study is designed as a pilot, and as such, our final study will be developed with revised methodology, findings, and conclusions. Relevant literature. Academic libraries worldwide have long reported underuse of their print monograph collections. Anderson, 2017, Rose, Wiles, and Irwin, 2016, Ching and Tsao, 2015, Rodriguez Bravo and Rodriguez Sedano, 2019. Percentages of expected use can be estimated. Trueswell, 1969, Mills, 1982, Ochoa, 2002. And underuse has been a given, with libraries having reported as much as 40% or more of print monograph collections unused within the first 6 years of purchase. Stewart, 2011. Prior to the current era of budget cuts and metric reporting of returns on investment to institutional administrations, academic libraries purchase books to support scholarship and research in a just-in-case model, providing the widest variety of subjects and topics should they ever be needed or discovered through browsing. Bird, 2015. The advent of ebooks and patron-driven acquisition options provided by many publishers on just as many platforms have created a just-in-time model to supplement library catalog offerings. Users may select downloadable books, and the library pays the publisher based on a predetermined threshold of use. Rose, Wiles, 2013. There are studies revealing how expenditures for electronic materials such as ebooks, e-journals, and databases have outpaced the amount of money spent on print copies. Rose, Wiles, 2013. And that among ARL libraries, circulation of electronic materials, on average, exceeds the number of physical books circulating at nearly a 1 to 10 ratio. Catalano, 2018. Ebook readers do not usually read them cover to cover, but more typically scan for needed information. Ching and Tsao, 2015. Wilders, 2017. Both the publication and use of ebooks tends to be higher in STEM fields. Wilders, 2017, where currency is critical. Digital copies do not offer the physical manageability of print books, Bird, 2015, but afford some savings to the library budgets and shelf space, Wilders, 2017. Print books in the humanities, however, have a relatively higher circulation rate, generally, Wilders, 2017, Rosewile Shea, and Kenyamuni, 2020, as these texts receive more sustained reading and encourage reflection, Wilders, 2017. There is no unanimity of opinion on the effect of ebooks upon circulation data. Some find that has not lowered the number of print books checked out, Ching and Tsao, 2015, while others find a downward trend in both print and electronic checkouts, Rose-Wiles, Shea, and Kenyamuni, 2020. Research on the use of books used in-house is largely overlooked, Rose-Wiles, Shea, and Kenyamuni, 2020. Library loan transactions, course reserves, and reference books, if included in metric reporting, would likely provide a more accurate description of the use of print materials, Rose-Wiles and Irwin, 2016. A hybrid purchase model of print and electronic books will likely continue, Wilders, 2017, sustaining both the just-in-case and just-in-time models for collection development. Statement of the problem. At St. Vincent de Paul Seminary, library books in print are an underused collection in the core curricular areas of philosophy, systematic theology, and liturgy. Research questions. 1. How do faculty in the areas of philosophy, systematic theology, and liturgy expect students to use available academic resources? 2. How many print books in philosophy, systematic theology, and liturgy circulated in academic year 2018-2019? 3. What is the total book circulation and ebook download data for the seminary in the academic year 2018-2019? And for the next phase of our study, we'll likely include the following question. How do these expectations and metrics compare against similar institutions worldwide? Our methodology. Qualitative data were obtained through 3 uniform questions sent to 4 faculty who teach required courses in the areas of philosophy, systematic theology, and liturgy. Responses were received from each professor and summarized. Quantitative data were obtained through queries of automated databases for book checkouts and vendor spreadsheets for ebooks. We anticipate collection of empirical data from external institutions through email requests, but with an option to provide anecdotal descriptions of collection use in instances where firm data are unavailable. Findings. 4 faculty and 3 curricular areas reported that students needed to conduct their reading primarily through books, some of which were owned by the library. However, one professor distributed reprints in class, and another professor required students to purchase their own texts. 2. Checkouts of print books in academic year 2018 2019, in the 3 curricular areas totaled 16. 1 book in philosophy, 9 books in systematic theology, and 6 books in liturgy. As mentioned earlier, these same books were checked out multiple times. And number 3, the total print circulation in academic years 2018, 2019 for all subject areas totaled 1,199, representing 2% of the collection. Ebook downloads in academic year 2018-19 for all subject areas totaled 44, or 9% of the ebook collection. There are new questions for the full study that have emerged. And our initial findings raise important questions, but also prompt this further investigation into the download trend in the use of print. Namely, number 1, how does low use suggest a poor return of investment for a collection consistently primarily of humanities subjects? 2, what expectations do institutional administrators have for the use of library collections? 3, can usage metrics be significantly buttressed by including in-house reference, interlibrary loan, and reserves data? And 4, what are student attitudes toward the use of library collections? We have some soft conclusions to report. Our findings suggest a return on investment for academic year 2018-19, and with this baseline metric, we will monitor use on an annual basis. Additional findings from the next phase of our study will inform us of where we stand within an international context, while informing us of how our collections are being used and implicitly valued. And we developed 4 points for our conclusion. First is that we have a new awareness of how the print book collection is being used. Second, we have established a baseline metric for future tracking or trending. 3, the relevant literature helps to contextualize the phenomenon of low use, but for further investigation of resource selection by seminary patrons may inform our decisions for collection development. We have a list of references available to you, and if you're interested in how this study is going, or if you have questions for us that you want to contact us directly about, we have our email addresses provided here. And this concludes our presentation, and we thank you for your interest.